Good evening, everyone. Please welcome in Knows All, Sees All, Tells All, Madam Gemma Jade.
I only tell all to you all, though. See, I have a delay, so I'm only seeing the fortune teller lady right now. What is up, everyone? Tyray, Ban, so nice to see you, Banshiba, Maraid, my beautiful wifey, TD, what is up, everybody? I hope you're having a really great Wednesday. Trying to see who else. Dear Healer, blessings to you as well. Chris Jarvis, my cookie. Andrew Gnome's Trucking Express. Jilly Doom, welcome. Carolina Muro, hey. It's cold here in New Jersey, too, for me. That's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I was happy Amazon delivered my new sweatshirt like a day early because I got to wear it for you guys. Leanne Butler, welcome. So, guys, I was making a decision tonight. Oh, I'm nowhere near done. Sorry. Hope Wolf, what's up? Christina Bell, the elusive Christina Bell. Sweetly Morbid Bear. Yes, first rule to chat, hit that like. Second rule, tell everyone. SDK 4422. Thank you very much for that. Did a great video on the Glimmer Effect, the Glimmer Man. Philadelphia Collins, aka Phil Collins. Ann Palmer. Call me Mr. Flintstone too. Today's Wednesday. Yes. Yes, Billy. Vibe with me. Hello. So, guys, I was making a decision a little bit earlier, like right down to 10 minutes ago. I wasn't sure what I was going to do tonight because, as you all know, the Halloween season has me completely swamped. Steve and I have had to cancel, I think it's like 3 live streams already in the past 2 weeks, only until we get through Halloween. So I'm not going to do readings tonight. But I don't want you guys to be mad. And the reason I chose not to is because I never get a 5-hour stretch where I can get work done. And I have so much to do. And it's all for you guys and the channel. So I hope you guys will still stick around to hang out with me. I got some dark Halloween history. And we never run out of things to talk about anyway. Blue Heron, what's up, girl? JJ Cryptid, oh, hey, I'm doing your reading tonight. Dev Bradley, just finished listening to The Glimmer Man. So I really hope that you guys would be okay with that just for 1 week. I absolutely love this stream. It's my favorite one of the whole week, except for Fireside Chat and Campfire Stories. And I just couldn't do it tonight. And it's funny because I channeled, so I have spirit here, but I'm not doing anything. So there's a bit of chatter in my ear, but that's good because I'm doing hopefully the rest of my personals tonight. Daryl Fawcett, what's up? I figured you guys wouldn't mind. And Edna, hi. You guys are always so gracious to me. And yeah, so thank you for that. Bigfoot and on, Connor. So Connor and I have a soul contract, and I was trying to figure out what it was. I did some meditating, and I spoke to a friend of mine who's a psychic, who's not on YouTube and like is one of those secret psychic people. I always picture like hovering over a cauldron in the dark. And I know that's so stereotypical of me. It's a joke. But she told me that Connor and I have it written down, in one lifetime, you know, hundreds of years ago, we were brother and sister who were tragically separated. And another lifetime, we were husband and wife with 4 children who were tragically separated. So Connor and I have some modern day adventures to go on, and hopefully we won't be tragically separated. Aaron Grundle, welcome. So good to see you guys. Thank you so much for showing up for me always. Did you see my shirt, Mom B? Set things on fire together. Jeanette, hi. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. The people who keep calling me on Messenger. It's people I don't know. And that's the thing. If it was you guys, I would pick up and say, hey, I don't really like talking on the phone, but here's my actual number. Message me. We were married as peasants. Maybe that's why I enjoy being a hobo. You are so not a hobo. You have to start manifesting bigger, Connor. You are so capable. So but like, it's nobody that I know. And it's like these random names. Some of them are just symbols. And it's not like they call once, like I'll hit ignore and then they'll just keep going. Like, I think the most was 15 times. So finally I just started letting RJ answer. Aaron Grundle, enjoying your channel, Gemma. Thank you so much. SDK, I can't say the S word, but SDK says I had one of my best friends take their own life. I had a really realistic dream about her last night. Do y'all think she was trying to reach out? That's very possible. All obviously jokes aside and Halloween mumbo jumbo aside, right? All the fun that we have with the scary stories, the veil between the worlds here, the other world, heaven, hell, whatever you believe is on the other side, starts thinning right around October 1st. I mean, there's not a date to when it starts thinning, but it's like that's when. It's something to do with the phases of the moon and something to do with a certain kind of moon. I was thinking about covering it, and it goes all the way through till like November 10th. With Halloween, the week of Halloween Day specifically being when the veil is the thinnest. So it's very possible that your friend chose this time because it's the easiest way to get through. That is a really sad thing. I definitely have been there with that, having friends that have passed that way. I had one come through with a psychic that I was visiting one time, and they were like, who is this, S-word guy? And I was like, oh, wait, I know him, bring him through, because there was all kinds of crazy people coming through. Tony the Rock fams, welcome. Scotty FJC, welcome. Richard Elmore, welcome. Right, Sweetly Morbid Bear, absolutely, I agree. And a lot of people are having those kinds of dreams about people who have passed on in the month of October. And I always say October people are so very special. I think if there was a study done, aside from Pisces being the most psychic, Scorpio being the most, I don't want to say mystical, but it's for lack of a better word, and Cancer being the most intuitive, I would say that October people, so what is it? Libra and still Scorpio, definitely are very, very special people when they're born in the month of October. Ain't going away for elemental realm, and veil closest to us is thinning for good. I definitely agree, Sweetly Morbid Bear. Haven't had any of my friends that's come through. TD, you may not have had any friends come through in dreams that you can remember, but I guarantee you they do come through in subtle ways. I don't think I've told this story. I'm not sure. I have a friend who passed away, ironically, my best friend in the entire world, named Steve. And looks nothing like our Steve Stockton. And, being a psychic, having people come through all the time, including people that I know, Steve has never come through, and he passed away in April of 2019. Now, this guy was my literal best friend. Like, I've never met anyone like him. I've never been close to anyone like I was with him. He died 2 weeks before his 75th birthday. Always with the older men and women. Yes, those are usually who I'm the closest with for the most part. And he hasn't come through yet to me. And one day I was very upset, and I was on the phone with Sweetly Morbid Bear and complaining that Steve has not come through. I have all these people coming through, all these people from cases that I work on and cases that I go over coming through, and Steve has not come through. And I'm like, he passed away right in the middle of, my beginning to start getting clean from my addiction. And he didn't get to see this me that he knew so long ago before my addiction started. And I was really upset. And all of a sudden, I was actually texting with Sweetly Morbid Bear, and she hadn't gotten back to me right away. It took like 10 minutes, which is weird. We usually go right back and forth. And I had to sit my son down on the bed upstairs. I was upstairs in my bedroom, and I hear someone coming up my stairs, guys. Like, I heard someone coming upstairs. Even my son was like, Mommy, is Daddy home? Because we both thought it was Ray trying to scare us and joke with us. I called Ray, and he had no idea what I was talking about. So I was actually going to call the police. And Sweetly Morbid Bear, before I could tell her someone's in my house, I think someone's in my house, she was like, Steve said, don't you recognize his heavy foot? Now, I hadn't described Steve to Sweetly Morbid Bear to the point of telling her he was missing a toe and had to wear one of those big, heavy boots on his feet. So Steve and my brother friend, I have half sisters who have half brothers, and I call them my brothers as well, who also passed away. I think it was last year, have come through to her instead of coming through to me. I think for fear of maybe making me upset or scaring me. Jennifer Bowman, welcome. Lotus Girl, welcome. Casey, hey. Anyone that I missed, hello. Just to update you guys, I cannot do readings tonight because I have just way too much to do. But this is the last week you guys have to worry about missing us or not seeing us, because next Monday will be November 1st. We will be streaming on Halloween in our costumes. I went to, first of all, trying to get a costume on Amazon. Steve was like, I'll buy you your costume. I want you to have something nice, because I was worried about having to throw something together because costumes are expensive. And Steve was like, don't worry, like, I'll get it for you. Show me what you want. So I sent him this really cute, elf costume with the ears. And I put this, the glittery tights in this really awesome costume. And he goes to order it and it won't be here until November, 5th. So I'm like, okay. So I pick a dark vampire fairy, which is exactly what I want it to be. That's not coming till November 16th, and they only have plus sizes. Now, I'm big, but I'm not a plus size, not yet. So I'm like, what do we do? So he was like, I'll PayPal you the money when you go look for the costume. So I get to a Spirit Halloween. They had one fairy costume in an extra small. Okay, I don't like crowds. I pick up way too much extra stuff. I'm almost on my knees crying, trying to get Steve to answer the phone. Like, please get me out of here. I need help. I need help. Like, I need an adult. So I picked out something that I kind of threw together myself, but I think it's really, really cute. I did forget to get ears though. So I'm going to try to pick those up this weekend, but I think you guys are going to like it. Yeah. When I'm in crowds, I pick up not only what people are saying. I don't pick up so much like reading people's minds. Like when I'm like, oh, I can read your mind, people are like, what am I thinking now? It doesn't work like that. I actually just pick up, it's like emotional stuff that like I can tell by your energy and body language what you're thinking and feeling. So when I'm in a room with 100 people with Halloween decorations flashing and little kids running around, and I was literally like hiding in the corner of this store, like, please, I need to get out of here. Right. Sweetly Morbid Bear. That's going down in my psychic history book. I didn't know he wore a special boot or walked anyway. I know, but you've done that quite a few times to me. Even when SMB and I first started talking, she was like, listen, I don't know you that well, but someone with the initial J is coming through. And he keeps saying, not just friend, brother. And that was, like I said, I have half sisters who have half brothers. And this person was my half sister's stepbrother who passed away. His name did begin with a J, and he was more like a brother to me, but he was also a friend. So when she came to me with that, I was like, holy crap. So can't wait to see the costume. Yeah, I put it on. Probably shouldn't have shown it to Ray. I feel very self-conscious and uncomfortable about it now, but I think it's cute, and it's very sparkly and very me. Yes, Jeanette Sanchez. Jeanette Sanchez, I did a reading for you, but it didn't come up as a reading for you. It was like a reading that I was doing just to do. And I can't even explain it. I had to do this reading. I had to do it. And I thought it was for Dear Healer, who has a name that I was just thinking it was the same name as yours, but it's not Dear Healer. I apologize. And then I realized it was not for Dear Healer. It was for you, Jeanette, the day you sent me the crystal ball. So I sent that to you through email. I know you haven't viewed it yet. You may have been nervous or something, like, why is this coming up? It wasn't anything bad, but I was going to scrap it because I'm like, I don't want, it's weird, but Spirit was like, don't you dare do that. So, oh, you did watch it. Okay. I just want to make sure you understood where that came from. Yes. And I'm like, I kept thinking, I don't want to say Dear Healer's first name, but I kept getting the two names confused. And I was like, that's weird because I haven't done Dear Healer's reading yet. And then I looked at it again and I said, oh my gosh, Jeanette Sanchez, duh. I even said to call me Mr. Flintstone too. I'm like, who is Jeanette? I'm so sorry. It didn't even register. And that's weird because you're one of my regulars. You've been with me from the very beginning. So I sincerely apologize. But that's where that extra reading came from. Take your time with it. It's kind of timeless. But I didn't even know who I was really reading for when I was reading that. I knew it was female. So that's where that came from. Lotus girl, yeah, girl, I love you. I'm still sending healing light. I'm so sorry. I forgot to even ask. Of course, I'm caught up with me. But every day between 11 and 12, when I meditate, I send healing light to you and your husband. So please accept that. All right, please. Everyone needs to please, if you can, pray for Lotus Girl, Towing Tennille's husband. He had an accident and is now having some major, I don't want to say back issues because it's a lot more serious than that. But if you don't pray, then meditate, healing light, and, calm. And let's get him better. Melissa Nicole, what's up? So I wanted to just read something cute. Oh, great. I'm glad he can hear. He's going to be just fine. We're all manifesting for you guys. I got this little thing I wanted to read just because it's Halloween and you know me, I like to do little research. So I'm just going to breeze through this article quick, guys. I'm not in the chat while I'm doing this because I thought some of this was really interesting. Well, fun, interesting anyway. If you ever meet the devil on a darkened road, don't try and trick him into climbing a tree. Otherwise, you might end up like Irish folk figure Jack-o'-lantern. Modern-day, intricately designed pumpkin creations certainly make for impressive decorations. But back in the day, folks in Ireland dubbed their carved fiery turnips jack-o'-lanterns, thanks in part to an ominous legend. One night, a conniving local drunkard named Jack, why does he got to be drunk, though, trapped the Prince of Darkness in a tree by hacking a sign of the cross into the bark. In exchange for letting Satan climb down, Jack had him vow to never claim his soul. Jack proceeded to act like a jerk his entire life. When he died, he wasn't allowed into heaven. So he tried to return to his old pal, the devil. But Satan upheld his end of the deal, hurling a piece of coal from hell at the dead man for good measure. Jack proceeded, left without anywhere to go, Jack placed the blazing coal in a turnip to use as a lantern. The dead man then set out, doomed to wander until he can find his eternal resting place. Modern-day trick-or-treating is a confluence of various traditions. Ancient Celts dressed up as evil spirits in order to confuse demons because the veil is thinnest on Halloween. In medieval England, solars, Connor, you and I lived in medieval England, would go around begging rich folk for soul cakes on Halloween. Instead of threatening to play tricks, though, they'd pray for people's souls in return for the cake. I bet you we did some souling. Throughout medieval Europe, mummering, dressing in disguises, and visiting neighborhoods while dancing, playing music, and doing tricks were popular on major feast days. Connor, we probably mummered too. Time reported that Irish and Scottish immigrants brought souling to the States in the 1800s, but modern-day trick-or-treating didn't catch on in the United States until the 1920s. And because of American Horror Story, the new season, the double feature, which I'm very upset with because I could have gone another 10 episodes with the one about the black pills, and I could have gone another 10 episodes about the one with the aliens. So I'm a little disappointed. I think they left us on cliffhangers. But anyway, it was because of who was the president that supposedly sold us to the aliens? His wife was she would always do these big birthday parties. And back then, adults didn't celebrate their birthdays with big parties, but it was catching on. So she was like, we're going to do Halloween. We're going to do, the 4th of July. And it's kind of because of her that we celebrate these holidays. So, so much, we're so much with the holidays. But that's why Halloween started catching on in the 1920s. The practice was pretty controversial into the 1950s, though. According to the American Journal of Plays, Gangsters, Pranksters, and the Invention of Trick-or-Treating, many adults raised, quote, stern objections, end quote, to trick-or-treating over the decades, as it was often viewed as a form of extortion. Late folklorist and UC, and this is a topic we always talk about, late folklorist and UC Berkeley professor Alan Dundes wrote an article titled Bloody Mary in the Mirror, a ritual reflection on prepubescent anxiety about the various origins and practices of the Bloody Mary ritual, also known as Mary Worth and Mary Wales. Many versions of the ritual include the elements of a girl peering into a mirror, often in the bathroom, darkness, blood, chanting, and the appearance of a cursed Mary. We don't need to talk about black cats. And I think that's it, unless I missed something in the beginning there. I just thought those were a little cool. Okay, here it is. The word Halloween was first popularized in a poem. Scottish poet Robert Burns helped to popularize the word Halloween with his 1785 poem of the same name. So where does the name come from? It's actually two words smashed together. Hallow, or holy person, refers to the saints celebrated on All Saints' Day, which is November 1st. The "een" part of the word is a contraction of eve, or evening before. So basically, it's the night before All Saints' Day, also called Hallowmass or All Hallows' Day. This comes from the fact November 1st is All Saints' Day, a Christian feast dedicated to celebrating the faithful departed, including all the saints. In Christian tradition, people start celebrating major feasts the night before they take place. Take Christmas Eve, for instance. And last one, historians have linked Halloween to Samhain, the Celtic festival of the summer's ends, celebrated in Ireland, Scotland, and the Isle of Man. According to Celtic mythology, the veil between the other world and our world thins during Samhain, making it easier for spirits and the souls of the dead to return. People would make offerings of food in order to get on the good side of these spirits and departed ancestors. All Hallowtide, which includes All Saints' Eve, All Saints' Day, and the subsequent All Souls' Day, was initially celebrated in the spring during the early years of the church, but Pope Gregory IV switched it to the current date in 837. His reasons were unclear, although influence from Celtic factions of the church and the fact that it makes sense to commemorate death during the fall are possibilities. And one more, I'm sorry, this one was really interesting. Bobbing for apples used to be more than just a splashy party game. Guys, I'm sorry, but dating in the 50s and 60s was pathetic and insane. Halloween has come to be the most closely associated with the pumpkin, but apples have played an important role in its history. After all, apples make numerous appearances in Celtic mythology and are often connected to the other world. Bobbing for apples remains a popular party game. The reason? Well, the practice used to be considered a form of divination performed around Halloween. That's right. People would dunk their heads in a vat of water and try to bite into floating fruits in a quest to figure out their future spouse. Ladies would mark an apple and toss it into the tub. The thinking was they'd be destined to whoever pulled their apple out of the water. Thoughts? Brian Sessler, welcome. Ivy Gold, oh hey. Yeah, sorry guys, I am not doing readings tonight only because I don't have 4 to 5 hours, but guaranteed this is the last week where something's going to be different for a while. Oh, I just wanted to see if any of you guys saw who is going to be hosting their own radio show on Spaced Out Radio on KPNL starting December 11th, Saturday and Sunday nights, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., covering paranormal current events, as in what happened in the paranormal community in that week. Any guesses? Did you guys see the announcement? When Dave Scott called me, first Steve was like, Dave Scott has something he wants to tell you. And like, he told me, and I was like, oh my God, you know, he's like, and guess who he picked for this new show? And I'm like, oh my God, Steve, congratulations. I'm like, that's so awesome. And he's like, no, he's like, you, he picked you. And I was like, he wants me? And, you know, speaking with Dave, and he was just so incredibly amazing. He was like, you're exactly what we need. He's like, you're the whole deal. He's like, you really impressed me. Like all these amazing compliments coming from Dave Scott. You know, Steve Stockton's a rock star. That's what you get for always calling me Jenna. But Dave Scott's a big deal too. You know, Spaced Out Radio is a big deal. I gained 800 subscribers in the 2 weeks from October 7th when I did his show until like a week last week. He's a big I can't talk. SNL, KPNL, and Spaced Out Radio are big deals, guys. And I was so honored and shocked. Yeah, you have to quote me. I definitely called him a rock tard. Bumblefoot. Yeah. I'm just, yeah, thank you, Brown Dwarf. Daryl Fawcett, thank you. Chris, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Mairead Hesketh, congratulations, wifey, well deserved. Thank you. Yeah, if you guys aren't on my Facebook, you didn't see the announcement, but the announcement, one of my friends was like, it looks like they're announcing Steve, because they were like, Steve, because they know I'm very connected with Steve. And Dave did go to Steve first to make sure that he wasn't going to be taking me away from anything Steve was doing, which I would never let that happen. Dev Bradley, you shut your filthy mouth. Thank you, everybody. You guys are so awesome. Nikki, what is up? Yeah, and I really think I finally do deserve it. You know, I'm finally in a place where I'm like, okay, you know, maybe I really do deserve this stuff. You know, maybe aside from at home, my work being called my little job and not getting any help or support for the most part, I think I finally am coming into myself and realizing that I've earned it. And that's pretty cool for me. You know what I mean? I was never very independent in my life, being raised almost exclusively by my father and 4 of his best friends who I called uncle. I was called princess. Like, I literally thought princess was a part of my name until I was like 12. And then I realized that not everyone else was playing along, and like went into a depression for the next 20 years. So, you know, this is really important to me. But I've got to say, Edna, stop doubting yourself. And Edna says so. Okay. I've got to say, if it wasn't for every single one of you guys, it wouldn't have been possible, because nobody would be listening to me and supporting me and going to bat for me. And that's awesome, you know, and I want to thank you guys so much, because I believe and know in my heart that I can put in all the hard work that I want. But if nobody's reading or buying my book, if nobody's watching my content, then, you know, I wouldn't be getting further like this. So you guys are amazing. So proud. We can all say we knew her when. Well, you're still going to know me, because I'm staying on YouTube. I love live streaming. I love just chit-chatting with you guys and talking about you guys. What is wrong with me? Talking about you guys behind your backs. No, I'm just kidding. Talking with you guys and talking about stuff. And I'm Chad Smith's shadow. Melissa Nicole, we miss you guys too. Willie Rosato, I'll support you no matter what. I definitely appreciate that. You guys have become a huge and major part of my life. And it's awesome. So anybody waiting for personals, I am almost done with my list, and I'm starting Patreon, my Patreon personals too. So just know that I am getting the emails, even if I don't respond. I do see them, and I do plan on getting to them. It's been crazy how many emails I've been getting, but it's so cool. We are all Chad Smith. Yes. Who is it? Mike J. Oh, JJ Cryptid, thank you so much. I forgot that I even asked you for that, because I was going to do yours tonight. That is so cool. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dev. Tony the Rock fams, I couldn't put it better myself. We are family. Where you go, we all go. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I do manifestation techniques. And when I first started doing them, I was like, well, this is BS. But it's really not, guys. You can manifest everything. Brian Sessler, thank you. After everything you've been through, you definitely deserve it. Thank you. And I'm just really excited about what the future has to bring for me and for us as a family and as a team. And I owe it all to Steve and Bill for giving me a chance. Yeah, so I just wanted to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, because again, things like Spaced Out Radio, KPNL, just doing this, you know, writing a book would not have been possible if I didn't have people to, you know, read the book. I got a new deck. Did you guys see the new deck? JJ Cryptid. For me, remote reading is so much easier. But I think that's because of like time constraints with me. Like this poor guy, Eddie, it's been like a week or two and I just can't find 1 hour to Skype with this guy to give him his reading. Yes. Will your show be on the YouTube channel also, like his SOR show? Yes, that's the best thing about it. It's going to be streaming on YouTube and broadcasting terrestrially. Thank you, Arlene. Yeah, I was surprised at that. You know, we're our own worst critic. And when I watched that video back, I cringe. And the only reason is because when I'm nervous, I say like 850 times. So you could definitely get a drinking game out of drink when Gemma says but you know, it's a process. So that was my first time being on a really big show without Steve, even though Steve was right there in the live stream. I will yell for you. You don't want to see me in a cheerleading outfit, or do I? Not the wacky ones. Yeah, and I got to go back and read what you said. Thank you, Melissa. I'm trying to grow mushrooms in the kitchen. Ooh, not the wacky ones. Let me know how that works out. Blue hair on, you did it and we're brave. That's what matters, Jem. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Love my name. My name? Thank you. It's a combination of my two most favorite girls' names. Jade, green is my favorite color. And Gemma from Sons of Anarchy is such a badass that I wanted to kind of channel her. Even though I'm really nothing like her, I still like feel like I channel her confidence when I need to. Oh, Anna, that might be a good idea. Put them under the sink. I'm getting into little stuff now, but have any of you tried this? And if you guys don't mind, I'm going to just grab my new deck. I want to show you guys a few of the cards. Behold, Mike J! Guys, the lemon pressed water is really good, but do not drink. Well, I don't like anything that tastes like mango, except I actually eat mangoes, which is weird. All right. Lemon Perfect cold pressed lemon water. Not sponsored, but hey, if you guys are out there, I got your back. Delicious. They have a coconut one that's actually really good. So this Lantern Oracle, I've been using it for messages from the future self. And I just want to show you guys some of these cards. Like, look at home. A beautiful woman with gray hair bathing in a spring. May your body be where a harmonious balance of love, strength, light, and pleasure lives. This is, I think, my favorite card of the whole deck so far. Presence of absence. Hold what is absent in the presence of your love. And I may start live streaming once a week. Not live streaming, doing a video once a week when my new decks come in, or actually as frequently as they come in, and showing you guys the cards, because some of these, like, I just want to pull every single card. So this is Presence of Absence. And if you see, the old man is in the mirror in the back. Oh my gosh, Tyree, really? My backspace key is next to my send key, boo. Oh my gosh. Wisdom in play. Our intuition knows more than we do. Isn't that true? This one's a good one. Metamorphosis. Power and strength lie within our surrender to change. This one is pretty cool. I mean, every single one, I'm just like, oh my gosh, awesome. Oh my gosh, awesome. Confusion. Growth hurts, heals, and harnesses away through the uncertainty. Actually, believe it or not, Daryl, it's not, but I definitely see where you got that from. Just the way the women are drawn, and even the a lot of the cards are like glossy, this deck and the Angels and Ancestors deck is actually the only decks I have that are not that way. So I could definitely see, and it's one of the only decks I have that aren't Rockpool or Lucy Cavendish. Misalignment. Miracles become normal once we face all of the aspects of our life in the same direction. Thank you, Andrew. Radical honesty, emotional energy, accountability. Responsibility is a gift of love to yourself and others. The morbid looking ones. I have the Dark Gothic Oracle and the Dark Goddess Oracle. What is it? The vintage Dark Goddess. Guys, I have some dark cards coming soon. And my next ones, I have love cards coming. People have been asking me for love readings. And if you've gotten a personal for me, I'm usually like, this is not Days of Our Lives Oracle. Like, I'm just going to tell you guys the truth. And that's it. Broken dreams. Only you can accept or reject your dreams. Look at that card. I mean, whoever the artist is, I'm definitely going to get more decks from them. Angelina Marabito, PhD, but the artist is Yuli Aleo. Intention. Look at this beautiful warrior. It reminds me of Sweetly Morbid Bear. Lacking personal direction begets confusion and life as a pawn to someone else's game of chess. Not the card, the angel. A warrior angel. Oh, Andrew, thank you so much for that. I always appreciate when you guys donate, not just money and gifts, but, you know, your time. I do have the Divine Circus cards. I can go through some of them next. Bam Bam, why don't you hit me up for a personal? Inner integration. There is peace, equilibrium, and fulfillment in integrating the inner wild with that taming and tempering effect life has on us. And what I'm getting from this card, I'm not sure if I pulled it yet, maybe once, is like, these are all of the parts of her coming together over time. Tarai, what is that? Do you clear out your wish list? You mean after somebody buys something from me or for me? Yes, I go in there and I take it out. The only thing I don't do that with is my book. You'll see I have like 15 because some people, like, I got my author's copies, but they only gave me 5. So I just order more and send them to people as they ask. Radical self-love. We can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. Look at this one. Voice. You are here to be known, so speak and be seen. I love this woman. I don't know. She's just beautiful. Hey, Smoochy Smoochy. Inner life. Your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. Lantern. Consciousness is light. This card creeps me out a little bit. Mainly because of the word on the card. Now, when I looked at this card, I was like, okay, that's weird. Maybe she's pregnant. Emptied. The ending and beginning lie at either side of the same door. Tyray, I'll definitely check that out. As long as it's super easy. Yeah, Aaron Grundle, Radical Self-Love, yes. Repair. 2 old people sitting in rocking chairs knitting the same blanket. Making amends rather than fun times reveals a relationship's true constitution. And that's so true, guys. This is the card I connected with the most. False beliefs. Once the untruths that we believe about ourselves are illuminated, so are the ways we can release the false limitations they confine us to. Slow motion, what's up? Weeping wound. You are not your wounds. Another beauty. Wishful expectations. Acknowledge the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are. Radical curiosity. Women supporting women. Spirit self. Be who you are as you are. I love this. Strength of vulnerability. True power lies at the root of a perceived weakness. This is actually like the Angels and Ancestors deck. Look at this beautiful native woman. Renewal. Regeneration begins with decay. Oh my gosh, Sweetly Morbid Bear. Yeah, I'll be using them next week in this stream. The unknown, knowing the unknown. The circus, we didn't get to use a lot yet either. And those come with like, it's called healing tricks. And it has an affirmation and some like yoga exercises or mantras. But I can't, like when I do the readings, I already go between 4 and 5 hours. So it's hard for me to give all of it. But I do give the entire explanation. And if anyone wanted the rest of, the mantra and the healing, I would text it or email it to them. Radical self-acceptance. You are perceived the way you perceive yourself. And that's so true. Aaron Grundle, right? Oh my gosh. That card does remind me of you. You are so incredibly powerful and beautiful. And I've never even seen your face. It's just something I know. You've become a best friend to me. A lot of you ladies have, my girl squad. But you and I experience a lot of the same things. Brian Laundrie coming to us 2 weeks before they found his body. And we're like discussing like, why the heck are we both having the same vision of him deceased in the woods? Things like that you and I just connect with. Transitions. You have all of the inner resources you need to cross whatever bridges arise on your path. That beautiful sky. Assistance with access. It's necessary to ask for help in order to receive it. Key to intimacy. Intimate love is a core need to be met in relation to ourselves and those closest to us. The journey to intimacy often includes learning what love is not. Responding, not reacting. That should be my card. Oh no, this is the Lantern Oracle. I have the Oracle of the Divine Circus. I get decks all the time. So if you saw the last one that I had was Circus, I've gotten this one and I've ordered the Magic of You, which should be here Friday. Creative power. Release your alchemical energy into the world. Melting mask. Allow your spirit self to shine through the many roles you fulfill. Distorted desire. Conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. Guys, this next one is really important for all of us to hear. Forgiveness. Hurt blocks our light. Brian Sessler, need a full deck of Gemma on the cards. With all the selfies that I put on Facebook, okay, and you can design your own cards. Someone probably could do that. Maybe one day when I start making like actual money, I'll pay someone to do that because that would be awesome. Trusting tricksters. The trickster's only power is your trust. You are always free to withdraw it. Got 3 more. Distorted perceptions. Reality is rarely what we are raised to believe it is. Enough. You were born enough. And sharing. There is giving in receiving and receiving in giving. Hello, Scott Taylor. Thank you. Cowie Snyder, what is up? Gemma cards. You think I wouldn't love that? I do. Everyone, listen, I don't care what anyone says. If you're on YouTube live streaming and YouTube is your job, you have a little bit of an ego. Okay. I don't care what anyone says. As soon as I find time, I'm hoping between now and way before New Year's, I'm hoping New Year's at the latest, I can get with Danielle Taylor or whoever, and she can help me with merch. She's ready, willing, available, and very knowledgeable, but I cannot find the time. It's hard when you don't have support, because if I had support, someone around here would be like, oh, let me get home early so that you can work a little extra. I know you're busy. Or let me take the baby for a day, for the day today. Or let me go to work a little bit later, and making time. Or, hey, let me clean out one of the 17 junk rooms that I've piled with junk because I'm a hoarder and give you a home office instead of a tiny corner of the bedroom. Instead, it's like, oh, you're a little work. But you know what? We're getting there. Daryl, my typing is terrible tonight. It happens. Yeah, and I'm on my way. A Fae deck with the artist that did your cover. That would be awesome. I have so many ideas. Ever since I was little, I've been dreaming of a short sleeve tattoo with fairies. I don't know. And then I came into this whole thing. I think I had a Fae encounter probably that I don't remember. And that's probably where the images came from. Nick Y, I would give anything to have my license back. If I make an appointment, I have to wait 2 months to go in to get the permit, and then like another 2 to 3 months to get the license. So stop complaining about driving. Thank you, Blue Heron. The little green man. I just can't wait till I start making enough money where I can travel and like, because you guys know me, like I will literally come see you guys, like do some kind of series or something, maybe not live, but Steve and I are putting it together in our heads. Connor might be there. I'm getting that beach house, guys. Hopefully by next summer. Y'all are all manifesting it with me. I know it. October 5th birthday. Nice, Libra. My 17-year-old just turned 17 on October 9th. My oldest son, Kyle, will be 22 tomorrow. That is KGF Hip Hop on YouTube. He's got some songs up there. I hope that he gets back into it because he's actually pretty awesome for a white boy with his music. Very, very creative. I'm so proud of my son, Kyle. He'll be 22 tomorrow. KGF Hip Hop on YouTube. And my daughter is turning 13 on November 20th. Now, I won't get into the whole story. It's very personal, but she was adopted. And I've been in touch with her her whole life, but I just met her for the first time in June. And she's just so me. But her adoptive family does not watch horror movies and things like that. And my family does. My mom is known as the horror queen in the family. I've been watching them since I was little. And my daughter is obsessed with horror movies and horror culture. My favorite time frame out of any are the 1920s, the 1950s, and the 1860s or 1890s, the Old West, right? My daughter out of nowhere comes up for her 13th birthday party that she's having a 1920s themed murder mystery birthday party. And she gave me a role of someone named Shan Toozy, who sings the blues, wears, what was it, Sweetly Morbid Bear? What kind of flower? Some kind of flower in her hair. And has a flashy flapper dress. So on November 21st, if you're on my Facebook, you will see probably a ton of pictures of me dressing like dressing in the clothing of one of my most favorite eras. No, dear healer, honey. I've actually got, I have to think, 5. I have 5 children. Kyle will be 22 tomorrow. Logan turned 20 in April. Damien turned 17 on the 9th of this month. Eliana will be 13 on November 20th. And RJ turned 3 in July. Dev Bradley, exactly. But that kind of depends on where you live, right? I'd love to go back to the Civil War era, but before the war. Like, crazily enough, I would love to live in the South of the Civil War era before the war. Yes, I think I did spread the creativity amount. My son is a really talented rapper and musician who, like I said, on YouTube, there's only some of his stuff. My oldest son. And then my 17-year-old, he is very, very, very psychic, pretty much from birth. But he's very scared of it, much as I was when I was his age. So he blocks it out and doesn't talk about it. I think he'll come to a point where he accepts it. I'm worried that he's not going to. But I think he will. I think especially with everything that I'm doing, opening myself up to it and accepting it and not being scared and running from it. Dear healer, yes, I have Mike J. I'm also a woman. Dear healer, wow, I come from 6 siblings. Here's the crazy thing about that. And I always say this, and some people don't understand what I'm saying, but some of you will get it. So you know how they have that thing like middle child syndrome, youngest child syndrome, oldest child syndrome? Let me tell you guys a tiny little story. I am my mom's youngest, my dad's oldest. I'm the only one that my mom and dad had together. And out of all 5 siblings, I'm the middle child. So I'm oldest, youngest, middle. and only. But I was raised most of the time as the youngest. Oh, thank you, JJ Cryptid. Call me Mr. Flintstone too. That's for another time. I'll actually be 39 on March 1st. Aaron Grundle. Well, thank you. I feel like a teenager. I actually got a pimple last night. And I was like, right before I'm filming a video, porque? Yes, I can see you as a Southern Belle spy. Yeah, you know, I love Gone with the Wind, and my sisters would always joke with me because I don't know. I guess I've always attracted the attention of the opposite sex. Not always, but from the time I was like maybe 15 or 16 on, and they would joke with me, and I would mess with them and be like, to my sister Christy and Carol, I would be like, I think I'll have Miss Carol get me my dessert, and I would like mess around like Scarlett. Yes, stress. I am my own middle sister, oldest of 5 girls, 1 brother, 2 passed. I'm so sorry to hear that. I can't even imagine. I've lost a lot of people that a lot of people I was close to in life and that I loved, but I've only lost 1 person that I was close enough. I'm not one of those people that just because someone in my family passes away, I'm in this whole grief-stricken process. Like, I get upset. It's a horrible thing, and we move forward, right? But to actually grieve someone's death, was my friend Steve and my nephew Eric, because he died right after his 20th birthday of a long battle with cancer. But thank you, Arlene. Yeah, I don't see me in my son Damien, but a lot of people do say they see him. I think that's because nobody knows what his dad looks like. Gone with the Wind was filmed in Savannah, Georgia. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we go back to before the Civil War era, and I'm having like 4 different conversations, which is okay. We go back to the Civil War era, before the war, that's kind of where I would have wanted to live and like how I would have wanted to been. I definitely would not have wanted to be someone without money in that time. Like in the Old West, I wouldn't want to be someone who didn't have money. Because of the way women were treated back then and the things that women had to do to make money if they didn't like marry off to a rich guy, or, you know, they really couldn't make their own money back then. But I just love the idea of those big old skirts with the petticoats and the, what do you call those things? Corsets. I'm going like this. Oh, really? Hate of the word manifest. I get stuck on the historical use and it makes me cringe. Hold on 1 second then. Let me see if I can do this. How about I just had another word in my head. Creates. Right? Because manifesting is creating. Conjure. Perfect. Oh my gosh, Aaron Grundle, that's so awesome. Love Gone with the Wind. I had a hoop dress like Scarlett's back in 1985. Wore it to the prom, the white one with the red bow in the beginning of the movie. Favorite dress I ever had. Yes, right? Back to the Victorian era. And I say the same thing, JJ, like I always romanticize these time periods, but then I think of modern comforts, right? But I think that I would be okay back then. I really do. Manifest destiny, yes. But if you don't like the word manifest, conjure, create. Creation is probably what spirit would prefer. Yeah, Deb Bradley, that was a beautiful dress. Damn, Gemma, you here in the present, still beautiful, gorgeous, and a great mom. You are where you're meant to be. Brian Sessler, thank you so much. And, you know, for the first time in my life, I really do believe that I'm right where I need it to be. Even with everything I'm going through personally, sometimes I look at the ceiling and I'm yelling to the universe, like, okay, I get it. I understand the lessons I was supposed to learn, you know, because without this stuff that I'm going through, I never would have became financially independent. I never would have started a YouTube channel really out of desperation and just wanting connection. Do you know what I mean? So if I didn't have to go through everything painful that I'm going through, I never would have become the woman that I am. And I really believe that there's lessons in our struggle if you learn them, if you go through them. You know, I buried things with alcohol and drugs for so many years. So for me to be able to actually feel things, get through them, and work through them, to me, that's pretty amazing. Not just for me, but for anybody who goes through not just addiction, but abuse, neglect, especially as children. That takes little pieces away from our soul, and our light escapes. It's the truth. It said it in the cards, but it's very true. Who just said, Nick, I love you, honey. Welcome back. Andrew Gnomes. Yeah, it was just a personal choice. Long story, but it was conditional that I be able to have a relationship with her. And we definitely cultivated one. And she spends a lot of time with her big brother. It's just really cool. Do you know what I mean? Addie, welcome. I didn't even see you come in. Someone just said something about when they walk past houses. Who in the world said that? There, Mike J. Every time I walk through a neighborhood with the old Victorian homes, I feel so at home. I know I was there in a past life. I totally understand you on that. I want to have a past life regression so bad. Like, I have a psychic friend who, like I said, told me about some soul contracts that I had with Connor, with Steve, with a few other people. But like, I get what you're saying. Like, every time I go to Cape May, New Jersey, they still have, it's a very, very old shore town. And I just feel a connection. Like, I feel such a connection to Ireland, like just the country. You know, I know for a fact I've been there before. And it's not just because, you know, my last name's Kelly and, you know, whatever. It's just this deep connection of a sense of belonging that I think if I ever went there, I probably wouldn't come back to the United States. Dear Healer, that is so awesome. At 4 years old, I knew I had a past life in Atlantis. I felt that way in South Dakota and being out there, Tyree. So, Maraid, you're so funny. Right, Blue Heron, exactly. We don't even realize how much those traumas affect us on a soul level. Dear Healer, I recently found out I'm an earth angel with the job of listening, because I think there's 8 or 9 different jobs of the earth angels, and the earth angels have the toughest jobs out of everybody who comes here, because we just make ourselves suffer and suffer and suffer. I think that's why I was made a Pisces. But a lot of the earth angels also came from Atlantis. So I'm doing Atlantis next, like in the next couple of weeks. Oh, important update. I think I've already mentioned it, but just so you all know, I'm trying to do a video a week, video a day, every day until, you know, Halloween, right? So from November 1st, that week, like Monday through the next Sunday, there will be no content on my channel except maybe a listener encounter, because I want to catch up with missing persons and mystery stuff. I want to catch up with personals, and I'm completely out of scripts for my channel. Like, the videos you guys have been seeing, I've been writing on the fly. Like, I'll be done with this stream at 9. I'll write the video for tomorrow. I will film it. And then in the middle of the night, when I get up to like go pee, or when I get up to vape, that's when I edit. That's why I think it was the Casket Girls one, there was a little bit of an editing mistake where I repeated myself, because I don't have much help. So I have to slip things in whenever I can find time. So I want to get caught up. I want to get that like 4 or 5 scripts, so that if I do start running behind again. So you may not see me on my channel for about a week, but just know that I'm not working. I'm always doing good things for you guys. Always felt a strong connection with Atlantis. I'm Virgo, Jilly Doom. Probably you do. A lot of us came from other places, you know, our souls. I personally believe, and I'm not going to get into the whole conspiracy theory part of it. I personally believe Earth is, I don't want to say a prison planet for people or souls or spirits that have done something bad in other realms and stuff, but I do think Earth is definitely not somewhere you're sent. if you're doing well. I believe that we're sent here to learn specific lessons of things that we effed up too many times in the realm that we're in, if that makes sense. And exactly, you need to continue learning how to shield yourself. I get what you're saying. Dia Hila. Oh my gosh. TD, when are we ever offended about anything as long as you're just being kind? Blue Crossroads, hello to you and to Shauna. I am unfortunately not reading tonight because I have to end at 9 because I'm doing a video every day. But Steve and I will be back to Oracle reading Wednesdays, Campfire Story Fridays, and Fireside Chat / Fall Talk Sundays starting next week. Earth is the naughty corner. That's what I believe, Dev. I really believe that it's kind of like in other realms. Maybe they don't have jails and prisons, right? Maybe they're like way more advanced than that. And if your soul or your whatever, your being, your nest, right, keeps effing up, they're like, you know what? Now you can go to Earth. You can go to Earth and live an entire lifetime on there until you learn your lesson. And then you're sent here to like suffer and learn. And Edna, exactly. Humans are the only creatures that don't make sense on this earth. And I believe, I agree. And I just feel like we don't belong here. I really do. And I've been through so much, and this is not a pity story or woe is me. I've been through so much pain and trauma and just like, oh my gosh, why is this always happening to me? In my life. But now I understand, like, everything I've ever went through is so clear to me ever since I started just feeling everything. And I started opening myself up to the universe and to spirit. You don't have to be psychic. Okay. TD, yes, I yell at the ceiling all the time. You don't have to be psychic to understand things like spirit and soul growth and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to be psychic to understand it. Jilly Doom, exactly. Humans are the scariest beings. Well, I don't know about that, but we are, I think, the cruelest for sure. So I do believe that this is some kind of punishment planet. Ready to ascend. No, no, no. Blue Heron, no. I will talk to you in a little bit. You will not ascend if you don't finish out your full course here and learn everything you're needing to learn. You know what's going to happen? You're going to come right back and revisit the exact same pain and heartache and terror. Daryl Fawcett, I do. I think it's very, and this is just my opinion, you guys can disagree, of course. I think it's very narcissistic and egotistical of us to believe that out of the entire universe, we're the only living beings. Like, besides animals, like, really? Like, I don't know. And yes, and that's my thing. Spirits trapped in flesh and bones. I think so. About 5 years ago, I read something, and it was a quote from, I can't even remember who, but we are all sentenced to a lifetime of solitary confinement in our own skin. And that stuck with me. I think the earth is a beautiful place and wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Anna, I mean, that's wonderful. You're probably anointed and more ascended than a lot of people. And I'm starting to believe that too. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, because I definitely would, because I know where I come from and I know where I'm going back to. There's many galaxies as well. That's what I mean. I'm not saying Earth is all horrible, but I'm saying as far as having to feel pain and suffering and sickness, I don't think, and this is just my thought and what I get from my spirit guides, because I do meditate and just have conversations with my guides and with spirit, especially Aaron. He's my main guide. And he tells me and shows me all of these other places. You know, I have Fae blood. I could end up in one of their realms, you know? I think it's beautiful here, but I think as human beings, we suffer so much. And I just think that we may be one of the only places in all of the galaxies that has to go through that. And I think there's a reason for it. Yeah, Blue Heron, we're gonna get that fixed. as soon as I get my license too, we're going to hang out a lot more. We need to put out positive vibes and thoughts. There's too much heat in this world. Yeah. And America, and I'm not getting political. I'm not saying which side of the fence I stand on. I think a lot of you would be surprised to find out, but I don't want to lose any of y'all. So I'll just say that I think it's gone crazy at this point. Welcome, Jessica Lee. Just so you know, normally on this live stream from around 7:15 to 11:30 p.m. Eastern time, I read live Oracle intuitively for anyone who wants a message for the week. But this week I am ending at around 9 o'clock because it's Halloween and I'm just swamped. But we'll be back to regularly scheduled live intuitive Oracle next Wednesday. So I hope you'll hang out. Other realms to earth, absolutely. And I do believe we can change things with love. You know, I was, and I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I was hopelessly addicted. Hopelessly. And I loved it. Like, I wasn't getting clean for anything or anyone. And then my little nugget came into this world. And I was like, wow. I met my soulmate. I fell in love. And I was done. You know what I mean? And that was because of that love and that bond for my child. I don't judge women who can't get clean for their children because I really believe they can't. But again, I don't want to have any kind of debate or have any mean things said. I know you guys all are very passionate about your beliefs, so I'm just stating mine. I do believe that love can change the world. Aunt Edna, absolutely. Fast Hemi Machinist, what's up there? I guess your name is Danny. I never know if I should use people's real names. You know what I mean? Like, I know a few of your real names, but I don't like to just put you out there like that, like Chris Jarvis does. And you know what's crazy? Because like Blue Heron, I think you are so awesome and so beautiful. And I can see your aura and your potential. And I'm just like, wow, like, you know, I would love to have that energy. And you're like, I'm ready to ascend. Do you know what I mean? We ever meet up away from cyber devices, which we will, Blue Crossroads. I'm going to take you and Shauna out to dinner one day. We need to dish about GM. Caught your video today. Oh, I'm sure that I will. Well, you can always send me an email private, like that I don't share. No offense to you guys, but a lot of people do that. We talk about things that they've seen. Three Souls, welcome. You know, my whole life, aside from Ireland, in the United States, I've always felt drawn to California. And I think I will still end up there. And it's funny because that's where Sweetly Morbid Bear is from. And I hope you don't mind I said that. And I feel honestly in my total being that's why. Like, I was led to YouTube. I think I might make the Hi, I'm Gemma Jade, the first video, the desperate, pathetic video I did. I think I might make it public just for like a few days so you guys can see it and understand why it blows my mind where I am right now. Because that was less than 18 months ago. So I think I might do that, or just like send a lot of you guys the links. Dear healer, I agree. Being a healer is not wearing daisies in your hair or tiptoeing through the tulips. Healers experience a lot of pain. Yes. That's true. Especially, you know, from Atlantis, you could be an earth angel or a starseed. I would look into that if I were you. Got it. I'm eventually going to see you guys. I was talking about it earlier that I'm going to be traveling eventually. I don't know when. I would have to get my homeschool license to teach the little bear and just get this really hooked up RV. Have Call Me Mr. Flintstone 2 drive it. And away we'll go. Or Steve. Getting ready for bed. I hear that. Northern California coast, Brown Dwarf. I definitely will. I hope to be doing YouTube for a really long time. You know, as long as there's YouTube. I'll be 60. You guys will still be coming in to my live streams. I hope. I don't know what I am other than human. Tyray, I think that deep down, you know. Yes, Ann Palmer is short for Troll Smasher. Her and Laura Elizabeth are just like so on point. Like before I can even open my mouth to be like, get rid of this person, they're both like bang. Leanne Butler, I'm glad to hear you got your internet finally working. Freaking expensive. Yeah. That's why I'm hoping to make the big time, guys. I'll bring you guys all kinds of surprises. Pacific Coast Highway. Yes. I think healers experience pain partially so they can truly give compassion for others and guide them through the pain with firsthand knowledge. Blue Heron, exactly. But you have to feel it and get through it. And believe me, I know how hard it is. You know, I really do. I've been through some things, you know. Whoop, whoop, there he is. I love you, Billy. I can see you and Steve in an RV going to cool locations and telling stories. We have something in the works. But again, RJ's so small. I'd have to work out the schematics of it. I said, I want my beach house first, but it will happen. And I believe Steve's going to be here for a long time on YouTube. I really hope and pray. I know that I'm going to be here for a long time on YouTube because I was doing my thing on YouTube and nobody was even listening to me. So I just loved, you know, chit-chatting. Show on Amber's Power World in 30 minutes. Hope to see you all there. Connor, you can drop that link if you want. That's right about when I'm ending. If you have a link, baby boo, drop it. Great big puddle. Oh, JJ Cryptid, I am coming that way. I got to go see my wifey, Maraid, anyway. Jarvis is coming with me. JJ, where are you from? You probably told me, but I don't remember offhand. Oh, did you guys see on well, only on Facebook you would have seen it. I might share it in a community tab. My new shirt. I love Connor. He is my baby boo. We've been through a lot. Well, JJ Cryptid, I'm coming to Norfolk. Sweetly Morbid Bear, thank you so much. Guys, if there's anyone in here who isn't subscribed to my channel, which I don't think so, do that now, please. When Steve moved back to Tennessee, he's only 3 hours from me. Yeah, and he's looking at houses. That's actually how we met. We talked for 3 minutes. And Steve was like, look at this house I want to buy. Out of nowhere. And then he sent me a picture of this gorgeous house. And I was like, ooh, we could do this here and this here. And he's like, so you're moving in? I'm like, yes. And we were just instant friends, instant connection, me and Steve. And it was so cool. Oh my God, Chris Jarvis, I'm so happy to hear that. Bigfoot and on, can't wait to hang with Steve when he's back east. Yes. Wants to start a co-op, LOL. I don't want Steve to leave Oregon. I think you may be the only one, Brown Dwarf. Oregon's getting a bit crazy, and I'm from Patterson, New Jersey. So for me to say that, it's like, Oh, guys, give me a second. I wanted to show you guys that shirt. I'm also going to take a quick bathroom break, so I'll be right back. How long is this delay? I was holding the shirt up for like 5 minutes. East Orange or Newark. Yes, Chris Jarvis. Patterson is definitely better than East Orange or Newark. I love Patterson. I do. I can't live there because of my past addictions. And also it's just not a good neighborhood for kids. But, right? Bathsheba, right? Stand up. Oh, God, why? Polish besides Irish, so not getting it. No, it's from The Silence of the Lambs. Lotion in the basket. I also want to get one that says Buffalo Bill, Wild Buffalo Bill's hand cream or something, hand lotion. It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. I don't know. I thought it was hilarious. I'm probably going to wear it in one of the Halloween videos. Not anymore. Call me Mr. Flintstone. I'm more of a robust shady. Nick Y, thanks. Chris Jarvis is moving across the pond. Who didn't see that coming? You guys better invite me to the wedding. That's all I'm saying. Thanks, guys. I got it on Amazon. I knew whoever saw that movie would definitely appreciate it. It's our kind of shirt. Yes. Meridia, your t-shirt is put the lotion in the basket. Yes. I'm not seeing the whole chat, so. No, TD, honestly, I think it was at 27, I started with prescription painkillers for my teeth. And 30, I started with the big H. And by 35, almost 36, I was done. Call me Mr. Flintstone. You need to pick up a little weight because when we were together, you were a lot different looking. You look good now. But I'm used to bigger Billy. Yes, Mike J. Yeah, TD. So, I mean, I always drank to excess, but I was functional. And there's things that you do with certain addictions that you're like, oh, I would never do that. And then you end up doing them anyway, stuff like that. Late starter. My dad was too. My dad started at 30 or 28 or something like that. So. And I love it. I have a lot of Halloween collection of tees. I wear them all month. I have my snarky vintage tees. I have my Jesus and Christian shirts. And I'm starting to cultivate my... I was so mad. I went into Walmart. Thank you, Anna. Holy crap, jump both feet in, Gemma. I'm glad you're still around. So am I. And that's why I know I'm here for divine purpose. Because... I should have been deceased. And in the December 21st, I'll be clean 3 years. I hate clean because having an addiction, having the disease of addiction does not make you dirty. But until I figure out something easier to say, December 21st, I'll have 3 years. And in those 3 years, I've lost 27 people and 25 of them have been to overdoses. Gray Wolf, welcome. I was saying something, I forgot. I don't drink. I don't even like drinking anymore. Like I can have a drink or two, but you know, once you start messing with opiates, a lot of people, not everybody, a lot of people can do opiates and not get addicted. And I'm not going to make this about drugs. I just want to say quickly, most of the time you don't do other things too. At least in my experience, you know, I stopped doing everything. JJ Cryptid, that's amazing. Another miracle. The husband needed feeding. That's like when I call RJ the creation. Yes, I do thank God every day, Daryl. I really do. My son was born, they said, with a hole in his heart. And every month the hole was just getting bigger. And I was freaking out. So I remember it was like December. And I prayed and I was like, listen, it's your will, but I'll never touch a drug again if you heal him. And I stopped. And then the very next month we went to the doctor and he had no hole in his heart at all. It was like it had never been there. And ever since, nothing. He's perfectly, thank God, normal. Yes, I have my collection of vintage teas. I have my collection of snarky teas. And I have my collection of my Jesus stuff because Jesus is my rock star. Misty Rain, hello. Love the name. God is good all the time. God is great. Yes. And, you know, I know a lot of people don't believe in that, but I accept everybody for who they are and for what they believe. Do you know what I mean? Like, I accept everyone. Started early and stopped early, Norland too. That's awesome. A lot of my subscribers are recovering addicts. You know, Bathsheba, absolutely divine intervention. And yes, Daryl, it really was. And that's why I take it so seriously to stick to that promise that I made, you know, because it's not easy. Kind of long. I don't know. Don't know what that's about. Local biker HDTs. Yes. I also collect Marilyn Monroe t-shirts, but I lost my entire collection, so I had to start from scratch. So now I'm like not into collecting anymore because I'm always like, well, I had that one. I had that. Like, I get so mad. Yes, the path of the warrior. I think we all can relate to that in these streams. I mean, where else do you go where you're like, just so much love for people that you've never met and like to really be accepting and to really be kind like we are in this stream. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I've been in live streams before. Arlene Friedberg, yes, it was. MCAT Paranormal Research, welcome. I've never seen anything like it. I've been in live streams. I didn't really like live streams. And when Steve approached me with the idea to do something like Fireside Chat, I was like, ooh, no, I don't want to do a live stream. And the reason was because all the live streams I went in, they didn't acknowledge the people in the chat. Like they would talk to the chat, but they wouldn't interact. So they would be talking to the chat or to each other, but not interacting with what the chat was saying. And it would drive me crazy because I'd be in there asking questions and talking. And it's very frustrating. So no, I didn't want to do that. And Steve was like, well, we could do it however we want. And I was like, well, we need to interact with the chat. And he's like, oh, absolutely. That's what I want to do. And it worked. A lot of people don't like it. I even see like when Steve did the most recent listener encounters a couple days ago, someone underneath was like, oh, these are my second favorite. I really love the talks, meaning Fireside Chat and Campfire Stories. And someone else was like, ew, I don't even watch them. And someone else was like, yeah, I hate that lady, you know. But a lot of people love them. And what I always say is, listen, I'm here 2 hours a week or there on Steve's channel. That's all. And other times I'm behind the scenes. I love the chat here. Such loving vibes. Thank you, JJ. Blue Heron. That's exactly what I mean. Most live streams have nasty, snarky people in them too, and not ours. Dear Healer, do you even want to know how many subs I got since doing the Dave Scott show? And this is another reason, just personally, aside from the huge opportunity and, you know, all of the other blessings that are going to come along with me having that show or being on that show, is the fact that it streams on YouTube. I remember Dave Scott saying to the stream, let's get Gemma to 2,000. She needs like 90 something more or something like that. I now have almost 2,900. No, I got 800, Sweetly Morbid Bear. 800 subs in 2 weeks. And I do credit that to Dave Scott and his show. And he was really impressed. You guys, so many of you came in because he got so many new subscribers from you guys coming in. Do you know what I mean? Like he was like, you brought a lot of people there. So it was really awesome, that kind of back and forth that Dave and I had done with the subscribers, because I had so much support in there. And I think he saw that. And I do think that's one of the reasons too, that he chose me. You know, he said, I'm not hitting on you. He said, but the UFO community, the paranormal community doesn't have a lot of hot chicks. And I was like, okay. He's like, no. He's like, and you're very smart and you're knowledgeable and you were unflappable with the people who were questioning you. He's like, when you didn't know something, you said you didn't know. He's like, I think you'll bring what did he say? Like a non-partial, but he didn't say it that way. Just kind of, I forgot the word he used. Hold on. Let me look at what he used to describe. So it says, Gemma Jade is a published author and one of Steve Stockton's right-hand team members when it comes to his Missing Persons Mysteries channel on YouTube. Steve graciously allowed us to share Gemma's knowledge and talents in helping bring a sensible voice of reason to what's going on in our paranormal world. We would like to thank Steve for not only being a fan and guest of Spaced Out Radio, but a great supporter of seeing our vision to grow and believing that Gemma would be a great fit and addition to our team. We appreciate Steve for everything he does. Gemma is a great ad for SOR, which we believe will have a positive impact with our audience. So it did kind of seem like maybe he was welcoming Steve, but I don't mind being attached to Steve's name. You know what I mean? If there's any name on YouTube to be attached to, it's Steve Stockton. Some people have accused me of riding his coattails. And in the beginning, yeah, I was, because he allowed me to. He literally told me, he's like, ride my coattails. Like literally, he's like, come on, let's do this. Let's get you independent again. Let's get you out there because you have a message for the world, the kindness and the peace. I'm not always so nice in everyday life. I mean, I'm human. I can get nasty and moody, but I do my best to help everyone in any way that I can. Daryl Fawcett, thank you. I've seen him before, but it was so much better with Gemma on. Thank you. And, you know, someone even said that. I think I thanked her. Annabelle, I think her name was. She was like, this is the best guest Dave ever had. And she wasn't a subscriber already. Like, she didn't really know Stemma. Do you know what I mean? She didn't know anything about me except that she enjoyed my show, which was so cool. Jersey and me. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've come a long way when it comes to my impatience and my anger, but the stress of just being in recovery with everything else that I have going on in my home. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot, but I feed off of you guys and your positive energy just like you feed off mine. Not in a vampiric way, just in a give and take kind of thing. Yeah, you write for the missing person site, so how can anyone say that you ride coattails? To be honest, a lot of the people that don't like me are female, and I get it. You know what I mean? I think it's in our nature to immediately feel competitive. A lot of these females really do like Steve a lot. So I think a lot of the jealousy comes in, you know, Steve buys me things. Steve buys me jewelry. Steve promotes me like crazy. Steve tells me he loves me. Steve backs me up. And they want that from him. I mean, these women fangirl for Steve hard. And it was like, I took their Steve away. Someone said like, God, Steve, you know, I liked you a lot better before you had Gemma on your back because all she does is crack her whip and you come running. And I was just like, that's so not mine and Steve's relationship. Believe me, I am very passive when it comes to Steve. Like we've had our arguments, but nothing of me cracking a whip. And jealousy is very ugly. And I've stopped responding to the haters and the trolls because I remember being miserable like that and just trying to find someone to pick on, you know? Yeah, Nick Y, he's jealous of my relationship with Steve. That's exactly what Steve said. He was like, cracking a whip. Thank you, Gemma. May I have another, you know? And I think that's a lot of where the hatred comes in. And it is hatred. Guys, did I tell you? I'm going to have to show you through my phone, but I will share it in a community post. Caleb and Kieslin's billboard is up. I don't know if you guys can see that. 2 months free. I've got to credit the person who put the billboard up, but I forgot what their name is, but I will credit them because they gave 2 months free. And we are working on Caleb and Kieslin's law thanks to Melissa H. She came up with it. It is to require places like rest stops and restaurants to have surveillance footage that actually works all around the outside of their establishments. Tyra, exactly. You still have to be charismatic to be successful in this community. Yeah. Oh, Johnny Ramirez, thank you so much. I don't understand how you can have any trolls, Gemma. I really appreciate that. Daryl Fawcett, yes. And I'm working on something else with another victim's mom, but could be a little dangerous if I said anything. I'm an undercover agent, if you will. And Cassie Sheets' mother is going to be coming on. You know, Steve and I do a lot of things behind the scenes. Like, we're not those people that are just like, look at what we're doing. You know, I volunteer in the deaf community. I volunteer with recovering addicts all the time. I sponsor people, but that's not a part of my YouTube, so I don't talk about it a lot. But I like to let people know every once in a while, like with me, what you see is what you get. You know, the thing is to be humble. In the Bible, it says to do your good deeds, you know, behind closed doors where your Father can see you, not in the middle of, you know, a busy road where everyone can see. So, knew Steve before I met you, Gemma. Steve is a great person and caring person. People will be judgmental if they see a good thing. That's exactly what it is. But they have to understand, I didn't start out like this. Like I said, I took my iPhone, set it up on a stack of books, all crooked, and was like, I'm going to cover true crime. I have no equipment. Like, I was so desperate just for some kind of communication. And here I am, you know, not even a year and a half later. So if I can do it, you guys can do it. Recovering or not, anything's possible. I do have a manifestation journal that I work in every single day. I even sent Blue Hair on one. I hope you're using that. And I will have my beach house by the time, at least a rental, by the time I'm 41. Nope, I'm sorry. Right after I'm 41. I'm hoping for next summer. And I will own my own beach house by the time I'm 45. And those are my manifestations, because right now, that's what I need the most in my life, to be financially independent, possibly independently wealthy, and able to care and provide for myself and my son. Blue Crossroads. Yes, I will actually tell you about it because I think you'll appreciate what I'm doing. Great stuff, Gemma. Super excited to be working with you soon. Have been watching you backlog as well. Awesome. Big Willie, thank you. So Big Willie is a part of the, I guess, one of the other hosts, right, on the Spaced Out Radio show that I'm going to be doing, which is so cool. Nick Y, you absolutely know it. And so I'm getting to know them. Big Willie, normally what I do on Wednesday nights here is from 7 p.m. to 11 or 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. I just read one oracle card for everybody who wants one. And I read from the book and I read intuitively because I'm a psychic. But tonight I decided not to do that because I'm very backed up with work. But that's the normal thing that I would be doing in here. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun for sure. I've already just been, I got to admit, I'm nervous. But I was so excited for the announcement today. When Dave, approached me, Steve had mentioned it to me first, and I told everybody earlier. I said to Steve, he's like, and guess who Dave wants? And I'm like, oh my God, Steve, congratulations. Because I didn't think in a million years it would be me. So this is an amazing opportunity. I can't wait to hang out and have fun and have all of the Stemma family come on in. Big Willie, I was just telling the chat that I did Dave's show, and I remember him saying, let's try to get Gemma to 2,000 subscribers. Okay. I now have almost 2,900. Between 700 and 800 of those came from me doing that 2.5 hours with Dave. So this is not only a major opportunity personally and professionally, but for my YouTube career, it's insane. So I definitely can't wait to get to know you, meet you. Yeah, if Dave thinks we'll work well together, we definitely will. Dave is another rock star to me. So thanks for popping in. Actually, that's so cool. I didn't recognize the name right away. I'm still getting used to Facebook Messenger, but thank you so much for popping in. And yeah, it's called mentorship. Absolutely. And I hope that, as well as Steve, that Dave will mentor me as well. And I know that he will. Dave is actually a really great guy. I remember someone saying, "Oh God, he's going to hit on you." And I was like, well, you know, that happens. He's a radio host. Like, I kind of expected it, and he didn't, you know. Rooted in sacredness, I came from Spaced Out Radio too. See what I mean? Yeah, almost 700 to 800 of them, definitely, of my subscribers, definitely came from Spaced Out Radio, because I didn't have 2,000 when I went on the 7th, and I have almost 29 now. I've seen you are a very busy lady, to say the least, and I'm stoked that we were able to work out the times with you as well. He was telling me about that. I love our community for sure. Definitely, definitely. Thank you, Arlene. You earned it all by yourself. Yes, thank you. Yeah, Big Willie, it's going to be great. The later, the better for me, because once my son's sleeping, it's like cool. And I'm setting up a home office. It's just really exciting. This is my dream. Like, you know, when people say, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want it to be an author, and I want it to be famous. Now, I'm not saying I'm famous, but I have a following on YouTube, and that's good enough for me at almost 40 years old. And I'm a published author. So I literally achieved becoming what I wanted to be when I grew up. Dave hits on you all the time, Big Willie. Well, that could be why he didn't hit on me. No, he did tell me the first thing he said was, wow, you look so beautiful. But Dave is a gentleman. He's just hilarious, you know. But Big Willie, if you notice in the chat, Steve and I have an amazing group of family. We don't even call them subscribers. They're family. We never have any bullying, any hatred, anything like that. It's a real special place to be when you come into Sunday night's campfire, or Friday night's campfire, Sunday night's fireside, or even in here, you know. And I'm so happy to have you. Thank you for hitting up my channel. That's so cool. And I'm sure we're going to be talking a lot more in the coming month, because I am very nervous. Spaced Out Radio, KPNL, that's gigantic for me. And I'm definitely a little fish in a big pond, but I'm really excited, man. I really am. And by the way, thank you so much for that awesome message telling me to have fun with my kids and blowing me a kiss earlier. Willie accidentally sent a message to the SOR group that was meant for his wife. So that was really cute. Yeah, Steve's definitely doing his thing. Bigfoot Anon, thank you. He does. He really does. I think a lot of people have the wrong impression of Dave. I think Dave doesn't get enough credit. I mean, he gets a lot, and he has a lot of fans. But, I mean, a lot of people were like, oh, man, he's going to hit on you, and he's obnoxious. And I'm like, I don't remember him being like that, because I was on his show back in February before he showed people's faces. I was on with Steve, though, and I was super unknown. Like, I hadn't even been approached about the book yet. I only had a few subscribers. So Dave didn't even really remember me, but I get it. But man, this is just going to be awesome. So cool seeing you here. No, you're not the only one who's nervous, but I'm sure we're going to talk a lot, and it'll be very easy, you know. Super excited, man. I really am. Beautiful. When the twilight is gone and no songbirds are singing, when the twilight is gone, you come into my heart, and here in my heart, you will stay while I pray. That's beautiful. Right. Humble and respectful, and it's all in good fun. Absolutely. Big Willie, you can hit me up anytime on Messenger. I'll probably end up giving you my phone number if you ever need anything and I don't answer or something. A train of misfits and ne'er-do-wells. Absolutely, Slow Motion. We are the island of misfit toys. I found a picture. I put it in my Amazon wish list. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? It was a picture that said we are the island of misfit toys. Did you guys just hear a super loud gunshot? Okay. Yeah, there is no thunder or lightning here. It's not raining. Big Willie, thank you so much. I'm ending anyway in a minute or two. Don't know, but stay tuned. Have a great show. Have a great night. Peace, love, and taco grease. I love it. Bye, Big Willie. Thank you so much for coming in. It wasn't a car hood. It wasn't fireworks, and it wasn't thunder. That was a gunshot. Nope, no car wreck. There was nothing else after it. It was just that one. Nick, if you listen closely, you can hear dueling banjos echoing softly off the hills. Yeah, we take no prisoners for sure, Marie. We're humble and respectful, but don't cross us. I'm still Jersey. Good night, Daryl. It was a gunshot. I have no idea what that's about. Maybe we drew in people from the Civil War. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. I'm not checking it out. Ann Palmer, I'm staying right, right in my room. And not going anywhere. Remember back in the day when we were all in that little chat room? Exactly. I'm taking you all out for lobster dinners. What is that? And I'm going to take your mother out to a steak dinner and never call her again. Well, I'm going to take you guys out to steak dinners and call you all the time. I can't wait to be able to give back my budget home and beauty. I'm going to start, once I start making a little bit more money, everything that I do in the show, like if I, whatever, even if I do, I don't care if you're a guy or whatever. If I do like last month, I did the Amazon haul. I'm going to take one of everything and make 3 packages and send them to random subscribers. I want to do things like that, giveaways, contests. I don't have the finances right now to do that, but that kind of stuff is coming. Like for you who are like, oh my God, Gemma, I love your shirt. I'm going to send you a shirt. You know what I mean? Things like that. I'm not going to make you guys do crazy things like take challenges, but like, you know, pick a number from 1 to 23. And if you pick the right number, I'm going to send you a package, things like that. I want to give back. I cannot wait to be able to do that. I see things all the time that remind me of you guys individually. Like I saw something for Bigfoot and On that I was like, he has to have this. And I just sent it. Or I'll see something that'll make me think of, you know, Grey Wolf. And I'm like, oh man, she would really like this, or SMB. So Christmas is coming. But as far as my channel, once I start making more money, there's going to be so many giveaways. You guys aren't even going to know what hit you. Bathsheba, when I say I'm from Patterson, that's where I was born and raised and where I most recently lived. Right now, I live right next to a wildlife, no-build, non-preserved land and a reservoir. I have bears, coyotes. I wouldn't be surprised if my neighbor across the street shot a coyote or something that was lurking in his yard. It was just very loud. Grey Wolf Paranormal, your heart is so big, Gemma. Thank you. Dev Bradley, you're already a gift to us. Yeah, you know, and you guys tell me that, and I totally believe you, and I love you for it. But I'm an earth angel. I'm a listener. I am here to give. And that's what I really want to do. That's why I tell you guys, email me if you need anything. If I can help you, I will. Don't email me or ask me to send you my medication or money. You know, there's exceptions to every rule, but sending medication through the mail is illegal. And I feel like I keep getting asked for money to fix a flat tire from like 10 different people. So, but otherwise, yeah, just hit me up if you need someone to talk to. If you need, don't forget, guys, I still do free intuitive oracle readings, personals. What is it called? JJ Cryptid, you just said it. Not live. You said this was my first something reading. Anyway, I do it just with your energy. We don't have to be live. And I do put gift links in the donation box for PayPal or Amazon, but it's not mandatory. Tyray, yes, please keep sending experiences. Even if I don't get back to you, please know, real truth, none of the YouTube videos have over 2,000 views. If you're talking about my channel, my encounter with the Glimmerman entity does. And I don't know really what that has to do with anything. I'm fairly new. I haven't even been on YouTube for 18 months. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Deb Bradley, I definitely will. Remotely. Thank you, JJ Cryptid. Guys, yeah, just so you know, none of my videos have over 2,000 views. That's the real truth. And I don't know what's going on. So Tyray, yes, please keep sending me experiences. All of you guys, if you have any experiences with supernatural and or paranormal, send them to gemmajadeparanormal@gmail.com. If I don't get right back to you, just know I eventually will. that's that jealousy right there is what I think is going on there, because there's no reason for that. I'm aware that my videos don't hit 2,000 views, but in order for them to hit 2,000 views, almost every single one of my subscribers would have to watch the video, and nobody has that. So I think Anne was timed out by accident. It's just one of those things. Somebody has to come in and say something. Marie, I love you. I love you guys. Let me go so I can get some of my Patreon personals done and the content for tomorrow. I still have to research, script, and film. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for 2 hours to absolutely talk about nothing. You guys are the actual best. I'm going to head out right now. If you want a personal reading, just hit me up and give me some time to get back to you. I love doing them. I don't mind doing them. They help me as much as they help you. Josie, hello, Miss Josie. I'm actually ending right now, so good night. But thank you so much for stopping in. I definitely appreciate you. And yeah, Rabbit, I'm ending like 2.5 hours early tonight, and I did not do any Oracle readings. It was just a off night, 13 past midnight. Thank you. But the videos you've written for MP&M have tens of thousands of views. Yes, and that's the real truth. Guys, rest well, be safe, have fun, as Tyree says. Miss Kyle, I will talk to you about Friday nights. Thank you so much. Miss Kyle is going to be joining us next Wednesday for the Oracle readings. She has 3 decks, but she intuitively reads as well and was thinking about starting a channel. So I'm going to bring her in. She's going to do some of your all readings. She's going to keep track of who needs a reading because I need someone to do that. And we're going to see, we're going to make her comfortable in the environment. And we're going to bring her in and get her pumped and excited for her own channel. All right. I love you guys. Arlene, it happens. I have to laugh it off because, you know, I'm getting my own radio show. Like, dude, talk to me in 6 months. All right. I love you guys so much, and good night. Mwah.
And that's going to do it for this week. There's a video premiering right now over on Missing Persons and Mysteries channel. If you'd like to go over there and take a look, creepy disappearances, something like that. It's a really good one for Halloween week here. Otherwise, see you back here in a week, and I'll see you tonight at midnight on 13 past midnight for Ghost Stories at midnight. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for showing up. See you soon. Be safe. Be good to one another, and I'll see you a little farther on down the trail. Love you guys.